Welcome to Securing and Hardening Apache HTTP Server course presented by CodeRed EC Council. I'm Domagoj Maršić, your instructor for this course. Together, we'll explore the essential aspects of fortifying the Apache HTTP server. But before we begin this informative journey, let's set our course by outlining the roadmap ahead. You will start with the basic Apache HTTP server installation. Going through the sections, you will explore topics of access authorization, implementing solutions to improve network security, learn about common attacks, but also focus on understanding your server through monitoring and keeping your servers in a good shape. By the end of the course, you will have a comprehensive knowledge about Apache HTTP server configuration, common attack vectors, and practices and solutions to defend against them. Let's look into each section in more details. Section 1 sets the stage with the installation of the Apache HTTP server. You will learn the structure of configuration files, explore configuration directives, and create a virtual host to kickstart your journey. In Section 2, we embrace the core principle of least privilege. We'll establish robust access controls utilizing SE Linux on the system front and diving into authentication and authorization mechanisms offered by Apache HTTP server modules for web access. Section 3 covers learning about the inner workings of your server. You will master the login configuration and implement a monitoring solution to keep on top of server's performance and issues. In Section 4, you will configure Apache HTTP server to communicate securely over HTTPS protocol. You will also set up solutions that can identify and block many types of network attacks: web application firewall, intrusion detection system, and DDoS prevention. Then, in Section 5, you will learn about common attacks and their prevention. From injection attacks to cross-site vulnerabilities and clickjacking, you will gain a comprehensive understanding of these threat mechanisms and how to guard against them. Finally, in Section 6, you will learn additional security measures to minimize your configuration and keep the components up to date, which will safeguard your Apache HTTP server against emerging threats. In Section 7, we will bring it all together with a comprehensive review of the course. We'll walk through a security checklist based on the measures you've learned, ensuring you're well equipped to protect your server and its valuable data. For this course, you will need at least a modest machine, at minimum 2-core CPU, 2 GB RAM, and 5 GB free space. You will run comfortably with 4-core CPU, 4 GB RAM, and 10 GB free space. This course includes lots of software component installations. Exercises are demonstrated on Fedora 38, which is a RHEL-based Linux, so RHEL-based Linux is recommended. Other Linuxes will require you to be familiar with your package manager. You can run Apache HTTP server on other operating systems such as macOS and Windows, but software installations will need to be adjusted, and these instructions are not provided in the course. You will need a text editor or an IDE. In the course, I'm using VS Codium based on Microsoft VS Code. You will also need a modern browser like Firefox or Chrome based. A few examples require Python and Flask to run a web application. A few additional remarks. Code and configuration exercises, along with the final security checklist, are shared in the GitHub repo. Feel free to use them, adapt as you need them in your learning journey, but do try to follow the exercises as they progress. You should be comfortable in a terminal running CLI commands. Lastly, while our primary focus remains on Apache HTTP server, we'll also broaden our perspective to look at its role within larger production environments. This broader context will provide you with valuable insights into the operation on a big scale. With that, we are ready to start. See you soon in Section 1.